Barcelona, Spain. We went to Barcelona from Madrid on the train, the fast train. It took about 3 hours. And we arrived at our hotel, checked in, dropped off our bags, and went straight out, close to the Sagrada Familia, is where our hotel was. That's us with the first picture. And that's La Sagrada Familia. It looked a little like New York. There was Burger King, a cannabis shop, Taco Bell, KFC across the street, but here you could see Five Guys. And there was a pigeon. And there was this. Yeah. So we walked all the way down to El Rastro, stopping for some gelat ice cream on the way, and I was convinced to buy this item, which is a sweet milk, often plant-based, really yummy and refreshing. This is the La Rambla. It's the main street going down the city. It spans for quite a bit, and it's just full of markets, street performers, all that kind of thing. There was a Beethoven store that Darren stopped at and checked out for a while. Not something you see every day. This is a little description of La Rambla. It's a central street in Barcelona, connects two main areas. And that's an internet photo of it from above. This is a video Darren took of the bustling area of it. This is one of my father's favorite fruits. It's called a kaki. This is another one. I took a picture for him because you can't really find it in the US. He used to come home with it like once a year. It was in the grocery store like once a year. He's from Italy, and I guess it's a Mediterranean type of fruit that we just don't see in the US. This was just a side street down La Rambla that we thought was quaint and cute. This is sort of the center of it. Romeo and Juliet, the musical in Spanish. And this is the back of the Columbus statue, the front of the Columbus statue that seems to have been let to stay up. And this is Picasso's take on that same statue when he drew it. That's from the Picasso Museum. This was Port Vell, right past La Rambla. Continued on to go to Port Vell. We watched a few little boats pull in and out, took a nice break here to rest our weary legs. Gossos now, leading us these dogs. And, there's a lot of Gossos running around. Looks like a dog park, but I didn't think they were that. That evening, we took a break from tapas and had some pizza at a place right here that we didn't take any pictures of the pizza. And we stumbled across the El Born area of Barcelona. Really winding, narrow streets, all lit up with these lights. Very cute. And this was one of their piazzas or plazas or plazas. Piazzas are Italian. With the nighttime activity. So this is a Miro. It's actually underneath. I show it later in the video. But there was a whole festival on La Rambla the weekend before, so it was filled with flowers. And here we are on Tuesday. We woke up and took the metro to the Gothic Quarter, and we went to go see the Picasso Museum. On the way, we passed a yarn store, and I did not buy yarn for the first time ever. And this is us waiting online at the Picasso Museum. It was really simple and pretty. Now, this is a version of Picasso's take on Velázquez's I'm going to forget the name of it, Maninas, Las Maninas. So that's the real piece of art, and then this is Picasso's own little take on it. He had a lot of sketches of it. This was one of the many of the girl in the middle, another of the girl in the middle. And then we headed out to the Gothic Quarter. A lot of pigeons hanging out in this area. You could only see a couple here, but like every little piece there was pigeons hanging out. Not too interesting, but I thought it was kind of cool. So I snapped a video of it. This is the main Gothic cathedral with a beautiful sign of an advertisement for phones on there. This is just some of the little areas in the Gothic Quarter. An incredibly old cigarette machine. There's a lot of smoking going on in Spain, all over in the streets. It's banned outside, but it's allowed outside. I guess that was a famous football player. Now here's a funny story. We went to sit to eat lunch, ordered our food, and this man comes and sets up and played incredibly loud, so loud, Bible demonic music, so loud we left. Back at La Rambla, this is the Miro, the artist piece that I showed yesterday with the flowers on it. This is what the flowers cleared off. And he signed it. He was part of making the La Rambla, and then he signed a little piece of it. This picture and this picture are of the same house, or casa, and this one is down the road a little bit. They're both works of Gaudi. And we didn't go in, but these are some internet photos of the Casa Batlló. And then we took a tour of the famous La Sagrada Familia. Here's a little information on it. We're 140 years into the making of this. It's going to be done now in about 2030, not 2026. This is an internet photo. And this was at the Lego store. Look how cute. They even have the crane on top. This is inside the church. And this is the Our Father, or the Lord's Prayer, which other people say, in various different languages from around the world. This was a photo of the ceiling. Our guide encouraged everyone to take a photo by laying your phone down and taking a picture of the ceiling, so I did. And I thought this was really funny. This was our guide. It was so crowded in there, and he held up his hat with the stick. This is how crowded it was. Everybody had like earphones that you tuned into your guide so you can hear. These are a few pictures Darren took of the inside of the church. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's still under construction. This is the outside and two different doors going in. I think it's the west side, and one side is like all the good things and all the bad on the other door. This is just over that door. It's Jesus, and he's showing his manliness here just by being himself. And apparently it was so controversial that when Pope Benedict came, he refused to even walk out that door. Below that is a Sudoku, I don't know how to say that word, and every which way the numbers add up to 33, which is Jesus' age when he died. And the man holding Jesus' foot here is the artist. He didn't sign his work, or the architect, I should say. He didn't sign his work. Instead, he put a picture of himself sculpted in. These are some internet photos with nobody there. And we took a little siesta again before heading back out to see a guitar concert in the Gothic Quarter. Here's a few moments of the show. On the last day, we woke up and went to the Park Güell. It's pretty much a park dedicated to Gaudi. That's a statue of him. This was a beautiful view of the city, that you could see the entire city and it leading out to the water. from Park Güell in Barcelona. So we're looking at some of Gaudi's buildings that he made, and there's a couple in this park, and the one I just showed is one of them. I'm walking downhill to see a couple more. Here we go. Now, let's sort of zoom in here. And Gaudi's thought was, why not make things look like nature, adjust to nature, follow the beauty of art and architecture that nature has provided, and make things beautiful. There's no reason for these, like in the background there, square, plain structures when we can make things beautiful. And I really agree with that. There's another beautiful building in the background. I really agree with that. There's really just no reason for ugliness. We can make anything beautiful, and why not? So this is just some of it. I'm going to get more as we go down the hill here. Here I may have gone a little too much, but it was so crazy and beautiful and large and detailed that I took so much video. I'm not including it all here, but every single little piece, every single place, incredibly detailed all the way around this whole expanse. And this is one platform over another area that was meant to be sort of like a rain area. This was supposed to be like a place to watch shows. Those little bumps in the seats are meant to push water toward the back out those holes. It's ever so slightly tilted so the water stays on that side and doesn't wet as you sit. And it's tilted back a little bit so it's very comfortable to sit. And every single one of these pieces of tile and glass were different plates and tiles. They were cracked and then put back on evenly so they lay flush against the surface. It was absolutely stunning. These are a couple of other houses, and this is underneath that platform that I was just on and we were looking at. And at the top of these columns on the ceiling are really beautiful little decorative things in most of the underparts of the ceiling. Off to Barcelona for a lunch, which is the beach part of the town. Dipping my toes in the Med, a cute sand structure with fire burning. I thought it was incredibly unusual, but then there were several down the road. This was our last evening. We headed back to the main part of town, back to the Gothic Quarter and Elborn, I should say, sorry. And this is where we sat and had the last of our tapas and watched some street performers at the cathedral. And we walked through town, took a couple of last pictures of Gaudi's buildings and the La Sagrada before heading to bed to leave the next morning back to Branford, Connecticut.